Today, I will be using a full team of Pokemon based on characters from Five Nights at Freddy's. Special thanks to Maxie for the team idea. If you have an idea for a Pokemon team, be sure to comment below, and I will use it. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the battles. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, lovely people. Today I am using a Five Nights at Freddy's team. Now, this is actually my 10th Pokemon theme team that I've uploaded to this channel since starting, so hey, that's a milestone, right? So, I have this lead Psyduck for Chica, which I ended up going over Combuskin just because I think Psyduck matched the appearance more. So, I unfortunately missed a Hydro Pump versus the lead Glamora turn 1, so it was able to get up to Stealth Rock. But at the very least, I'm able to Encore it so that it can only have Stealth Rock. Now, on the set, I had a Focus Sash, and I had Encore, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Protect. And the Hydro Pump is actually enough to take out the Glamora turn 1, so that's cool. No, I don't have Protect. I have Hypnosis. My bad. So, in comes this absolute giant. It's gonna go for the Light Screen. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's like a Screen's Hoopa Unbound. You normally see this Pokemon that's super offensive. Oh, here, he's gonna go for the offensive move. He's gonna go for a Hyperspace Fury. Now, this turn, I thought that they would go for Reflect, so I thought it would be the best play to go for the Encore versus this thing. But, like, at the same time, I didn't really have the best switch-ins to this Pokemon. I was actually pretty weak to it, so I opted to go for the Encore. Anyway, I mean, it was still a good idea versus it anyway, so I can, like, know it's going to be locked into Hyperspace Fury. I do have an answer for this, and it's a very creative answer. So it's going to get more defense drops, and down goes my Psyduck. But again, it was a lead Psyduck. There's not really much you could do with a Psyduck in this. So, into Freddy Fazbear himself, Ursaluna. Now, this is a pretty interesting set. I'm not running Guts on this. I'm running a more tanky, bulletproof set with an Assault Vest. So I'm able to tank that Hyperspace Fury, and on this set I had a counter, so I'm gonna be able to counter that Hoopa and take it out, which is really nice. So I'm able to get that KO. I have a Body Slam, counter, High Horsepower, and Avalanche, which is a hype move. You never really see Avalanche being used on this Pokemon. Now, Greninja was a really big problem, so I went into my Wigglytuff. See, has out. I have a very interesting item on this Wigglytuff. So Greninja is gonna liquidation me, and it doesn't really do it does a lot of damage, but it doesn't really do as much as I would have liked. I'll go more over that set in a moment. So I have this Gengar here now. This is a really awful Gengar set. First of all, it's really fitting for a purple guy, aka William Afton, because it's, he's a purple guy. So I have this choice banded. This is a choice banded Gengar. Let me tell you something. That Sucker Punch was the most amount of damage this thing ever did. So this is it has Trick to trick away the choice band. It has Gunk Shot, Sucker Punch, and Drain Punch. For that recovery. So into Foxy. This was a very important Pokemon this game. So I'm gonna Terrasilize my Delphox. Like I said, I really was very weak to this Pokemon. So I have Terra Fairy. This is a Choice Scarf Delphox. So I'm gonna go for the Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, and that should easily be enough to take out the Greninja with ease. I am able to get a crit, so that's good. But I knew that this Delphox was gonna be very important for another Pokemon that they had in the back that was also weak to it. So there goes the light screen. So the crit definitely mattered, actually, now that I think about it. So into the Ceruledge. So yeah, I don't want to be caught in the crossfire of this Pokemon if they set up Swords Dance or do anything. So I have Freddy and I have Golden Freddy on this team. Now, I had this Ursaluna Blood Moon, and this Pokemon, I've always wanted to use it. It looks so wild, and like, I don't think anyone saw like another Ursaluna form coming. And it's fitting because Freddy has like different like forms and everything, and Golden Freddy is also like a very well-known animatronic. Now this is a wild set. So now, of course, Ursaluna Blood Moon has the typical max defense, Calm Mind setup set on it, which that is exactly what I'm running on this. But like, I wanted to be fun with it. So this is a Calm Mind Moonlight set, which is normal. But then instead of having a Blood Moon and Earth Power, I have Mud Shot and Swift. Yes, Swift. That mighty never missing 50 base power move, I think. So that's fun. Also, I will say, if you like this kind of theme content, feel free to subscribe. I'm already almost at 350 subscribers, which is absolutely wild. The growth has been so fun. I'm really loving these theme team ideas, and please keep the ideas coming. I will get to all of them eventually. Like, I do have a lot of them to go through, of course, but that just keeps me busy with making these teams. And the more teams I have, the more I could be able to upload. So thank you all so much for watching and suggesting teams. So I'm gonna take out the Cerulege with a mud shot. Hell yeah! So there goes the Cerulege. But I was wondering, like, okay, well, I have this defensive bear here. Like, what I wonder what they could do to retaliate versus this Pokemon. So in comes their own Ursaluna. I was like, oh shoot, there here it is. So I didn't want to be in versus this Pokemon. I really couldn't do much. And if it was like Swords Dance or like Trailblaze or Bulk Up, then I wouldn't really be able to do much, even with my Calm Mind boost. So they're gonna opt to terrestrialize their own Ursaluna. Wait, there's 3 Ursalunas in this battle. That's the most amount of bears ever. So they're gonna opt to Terra Ground their Ursaluna. I was like, oh, whatever comes out of this thing is going to absolutely hurt. I opted to sack my Ursaluna just because it's a slow Pokemon. It wasn't really gonna do much anyway. There wasn't really much it's gonna tank from the remaining Pokemon that they had. So it's gonna be absolutely eviscerated by the opposing Ursaluna Terra Ground, not Stopping Tantrum. What's the move called? It just used a Headlong Rush. Okay, so this is a hype set. This is my Wigglytuff. Now, I really didn't think of that good of a Pokemon for Bonnie because I didn't really want to use Magearna. But I thought that, Wigglytuff is a purple-ish bunny, so I just use it. So anyway, this is a Custap Berry Wigglytuff. Now, on this, I had a Misty Terrain and Misty Explosion, but obviously, I couldn't afford to set up Misty Terrain versus this absolute offensive monster, so I just opted to explode on it and do a really good chunk of damage, over half. I also have Shadow Ball and Fire Blast on that for coverage. Now, going into Foxy, thankfully, I land my Fire Blast versus this, and I'm able to take out the Ursaluna, thankfully. That was pretty much my only way to take this out confidently, because I also had I had Psychic and the Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, and Ursaluna is a very tanky Pokemon. I wasn't really confident that it could be able to take it out. But anyway, in comes the Darkrai now. So this is essentially why I terrestrialized into a Fairy type, just because this Pokemon was in the back and I had no idea what it could even be. So it's going to opt to Dark Void me. Damn, they actually landed with the 55 accuracy. So that's going to put my Ursaluna Blood Moon to sleep. But that's fine. I was willing to sacrifice this Pokemon because I really want to bring in my Delphox safely to go for the Dazzling Gleam and hopefully get a crucial KO. Now, in the back of my mind, I was worried that this Darkrai was potentially like Focus Sash. I didn't know what item it was running. Man, I tanked that Dark Pulse from the Darkrai. But I'm gonna get like the bad dreams, and I'm not gonna be able to wake up obviously because I switched into a Dark Void, and it was only turn 1. So Golden Freddy's gonna eat some leftovers while sleeping. I don't know how that happens. And so the bad dreams is going to torment me even more. And there goes my Ursaluna Blood Moon from the Dark Pulse. But everything was fine. I just needed to make sure that this Darkrai wasn't Focus Sash, and I could be able to take it out with the Dazzling Gleam, hopefully. So the Dazzling Gleam is gonna come out for me. I was like, please don't be Sash, don't be Sash, don't be Focus Sash, for the love of God. And it wasn't Focus Sash, thankfully. And the Darkrai is going to get taken out. And that is the end of the first game. So that's hype. Foxy put in a lot of work there. So into this second battle. Now, I will say, please watch this battle through. I should have said that in the beginning. But, like, this battle, normally I include battles that are, like, close games or, like, entertaining games. But this battle was so ridiculous. I just had to include it. So my Psyduck is going to get a crucial crit on the Foddy Giraffe turn 1, and it's going to set up the Nasty Plot. Now, I was like, okay, well, I can opt to Encore it, lock it into the Nasty Plot, and so it won't be able to do much of anything. That's good. So, the Foddy Giraffe, is it Foddy Giraffe or is it Foddy Giraffe? I just pronounced it Foddy Giraffe because it's a giraffe, right? So, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, expecting a switch, but they opt to stay in and continuously Nasty Plot. So, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to get the KO with Hydro Pump next turn anyway. It's not like they could do much other than think nasty thoughts. The thing is probably world domination or something. Anyway, so I'm going to take out the Foddy Giraffe with the Hydro Pump. Now, interestingly, the camera up swaps in. I was like, well, even with the solid rock and max special defense, there is no way this camera up is living a Hydro Pump from a Psyduck. So that Pokemon gets absolutely destroyed. I was thinking that they might terrestrialize their camera up there, baiting my Hydro Pump, but I had Focus Sash anyway. So Noiver's gonna come in. It's gonna go for the Boom Burst. Luckily, I still have my Focus Sash intact, so I'm gonna be able to pretty much pick off this Pokemon with an Ice Beam. It's gonna be Throat Spray Boom Burst as well. So luckily, I'm gonna be able to take out this Ice Beam. So Psyduck has gotten like 3 KOs so far. What the hell is putting in an insane amount of work? But like, that's not the crazy part. That's not why I wanted to show this battle. Like, Psyduck, like, obviously Psyduck getting 3 KOs is pretty crazy, but like, that's not why I wanted to show this battle. Keep watching. So Hypnosis is gonna miss. I was thinking like, man, I could get a cheeky sleep on this Ampharos, maybe Hydro Pump it a couple of times, but it's gonna take me out with the Discharge, unfortunately. Now, I have my Freddy Fazbear here, so the good thing was a lot of people don't expect Bulletproof on Ursaluna. Like, I'm able to block Focus Blast and like Energy Ball, and that's like 2 really crucial coverage moves versus this Pokemon that could prove very effective. So this Pokemon, so it's just a Titan. They have Ice Fang. I was really fearing this Pokemon because it could always be Belly Drum. I get frozen by Ice Fang. Damn, that's like a 10% chance. So unfortunately, my Freddy Fazbear gets frozen. Frozen Freddy, new Freddy variant just dropped. So this Titan has a Quick Claw. I was like, what the hell? Quick Claw's a Titan. Okay. So like I said, I was still worried about this Pokemon belly drumming at any moment. So I swapped in my Delphox thinking, okay, well, I could tank the Ice Fang at the very least. I get frozen twice. I get frozen twice in a row. What on earth? So they get a second Quick Claw activation. So that's 2 freezes and 2 Quick Claw activations, and they're gonna set up the snow. They're gonna set up the snow for the Slush Rush. I was like, oh my gosh, this Pokemon is definitely setting up. They're definitely going for the belly drum here. That's what I was thinking anyway. So Quick Claw procs this for the 3rd time in a row. I was like, what the hell is going on? And they have body slams. Damn, that actually does a lot of damage to me, and I'm still frozen. Unfortunately, Fire Blast doesn't actually thaw you out. The Quick Claw activates for the 4th turn in a row, and I get taken out by Body Slam from a Titan. Like, that is probably the first time a Delphox has ever been 1v1 by a Titan. Real talk. So I'm gonna swap in my Ursaluna Blood Moon. I'm not playing games anymore. They get 5 Quick Claw activations in a row, mind you. That's like a 1 in 5 chance to get 1 Quick Claw activation, right? Because it's a 20% chance. So, oh my god, they went for Terra Ice as well. They're gonna go for that Terra Ice Ice Pack. I actually opted to Terrestrialize myself, just because I'm like, yeah, I do not want to be weak to this Pokemon's Ice moves whatsoever. I'm not playing around with this Pokemon. I'm Terra Poison to avoid any like poison moves, by the way, and also to resist any grass moves. So, I did the math. I did all the calculations. So, of course, a 2 freezes back to back is like a 1 in 100 chance, because it's like a 1 in 10 chance off of Ice Fang, right? And then 5 Quick Claw activations is a 1 in 3,125 chance, right? So if you put that together, if you put the 2 freezes and the 5 Quick Claw activations that I got in a row, that means that what happened to me was a 1 in 312,500 chance. What the hell? Like the video for that. I don't care. Like, subscribe or do something. Like, that is absolutely wild. That has never happened to me ever. And I'm not even like including the math of me being frozen all of those turns. I said before, but like, man, I'm surprised that Fire Blast doesn't auto thaw you. It's literally like a Fire Blast. This Titan has bounce, by the way. Like, I was low-key thinking that they might get like a Body Slam or like a Bounce Power with all of the luck that Titan has gotten. That was probably the luckiest Titan I've ever seen. So I'm gonna take it out with the Swift KO. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna get more Leftovers recovery, and I was thinking, okay, well, the last Pokemon is actually quite a threatening Pokemon versus me, and that's the Annihilate. Now, of course, I was hesitant to hit this Pokemon as one would be because of Rage Fist, right? So they're gonna go for the Rage Fist. They don't have any base power boost, but it still does a good chunk of damage. What the hell? They flinch me with Rage Fist. It's a King's Rock Annihilate. Yo, these items are so wild. They're so ridiculous, but I love it. So, you know what? I was like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm gonna end this game off with a bang, because this game has been absolutely ridiculous, but so hilarious at the same time. So Wigglytuff is actually not a bad switch in for Annihilate, just because of the fact that I'm immune to ghost moves, and like the fighting moves won't do like a lot of damage, but I could easily threaten it with a fairy move. So I'm gonna set up that Misty Terrain. I also have Terra Fairy with the Misty Explosion, so I can do as much damage as I possibly can. Low kick isn't really gonna do anything, and I'm gonna go for that Misty Explosion, and that's not gonna Annihilate is not going to live that whatsoever. And that's the end of both games, man. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe if you enjoy all the Theme Team content. My name is SkyLaaa. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you all next time. Not next time. Oh my gosh, what a terrible ending, Jesus.